He was young, fast, and deadly in front of the net. At a time when the NHL was dominated by stars like Mario Lemieux or Jaromir Jagr, he showed everyone who was boss. That player is none other than Sidney Crosby. At just 18, instead of just gaining experience like most rookies, he was already leading the Pittsburgh Penguins and became the youngest captain in NHL history. And that wasn't all. 2 years later, he won his first Stanley Cup, along with the award for the most valuable player of the playoffs. Crosby was the clear talent of a new generation, the face of modern hockey, and a symbol of the Penguins. But he wasn't spared from difficult times either. Injuries and concussions hampered his career on several occasions and threatened his future on the ice. Sidney Crosby is one of the best players of his era, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, winner of the most prestigious awards, and the face of a new era of Canadian hockey. And even though he sometimes faces criticism, his passion for the game and ability to lead a team have made him a legend whom fans love and rivals respect. Today, we'll look at the story of Sidney Crosby and show how, despite all the obstacles, he managed to dominate the NHL. Sidney Crosby was born on August 7th, 1987, in Cole Harbour. Hockey was in his blood. His father was a goalie who had a decent junior career. He even helped his team win a junior league title in 1985 and play in the Memorial Cup. Although he was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens in 1984, he never played in the NHL. Crosby watched hockey as a young boy. He admired Steve Yzerman and, just like his father, rooted for Montreal. He started on the ice at just 2 years old, and even in the youth leagues in Cole Harbour, he showed that he was different. His performances were exceptional, and he gradually began to attract more and more attention. When he was 14, he got the chance to play against older players in the under-18 category. He was smaller and the youngest on the team, but he didn't lack confidence, and with good reason. He literally outplayed his opponents, racking up 193 points in 74 games. At 15, he left for boarding school, and in the 2022-23 season, he showcased his talent once again. In 57 games, he scored 72 goals and totaled 162 points, helping the team win the national title. In the 2023 Canadian Junior League draft, he was selected first overall by the Rimouski Oceanic, but before he even appeared in the Junior League, he represented Canada on the international stage. At the 2023 World U20 Championship, he was the youngest player on the team, just a few days past his 16th birthday. After 7 consecutive gold medals, Canada failed to reach the podium this time. In the bronze medal game, they lost to Czechia 3-2. Nevertheless, Sidney had a good tournament. In 5 games, he scored 4 goals and collected a total of 6 points. In December, Sidney Crosby was named to the Canadian team for the World Junior Championship. With that, he joined the ranks of legends. He was only the 5th 16-year-old player in history to achieve this. Moreover, he set a record at the tournament. He became the youngest goal scorer in the history of the competition. He had a fantastic tournament. In 6 games, he recorded 2 goals and 3 assists and helped Canada win a silver medal, even though the final ended in a painful defeat. After returning to the Canadian Junior League, he finished his rookie season with a phenomenal performance. He went scoreless in only 6 of his 59 games and racked up a total of 135 points. That was the 3rd best rookie performance in league history. He entered the following season as the greatest talent since Eric Lindros, but the pressure didn't seem to affect him at all. In 62 games, he racked up an incredible 168 points, 66 goals, and 102 assists, and recorded a 37-game point streak. He donned the Canadian jersey once again at the World Junior Championship, where he recorded 6 goals and 3 assists, helping the team secure a gold medal. Upon his return to Rimouski, his team hit full stride. They went on a 35-game unbeaten streak and won the President's Cup. Crosby also won the playoff MVP award, confirming that his talent is truly extraordinary. The 2005 NHL draft had a clear #1 overall pick, as Crosby was considered a pure generational talent. Scouts admired him. His vision on the ice, precise passing, quick shot, and incredible hockey sense immediately set him apart from everyone else. Everyone was convinced that whoever drafted him would change the future of their franchise. In the end, the Pittsburgh Penguins acquired him, where Mario Lemieux found not only a new teammate, but also his successor. Crosby made his NHL debut on October 5th, 2005, against the New Jersey Devils and recorded an assist right away. He scored his first NHL goal in his home debut against Boston. Adding 2 assists, he had a productive 3-point night. He began his rookie season with Mario Lemieux until Mario retired after 26 games due to a dangerous, irregular heartbeat. Mid-season, there was also a coaching change. Eddie Olczyk was replaced by Michael Therrien, who named Crosby an assistant captain. This move drew criticism from Don Cherry, who called him a showboat and claimed he lacked the experience for such a role. He also criticized him for talking to the referees too much and nicknamed him Golden Boy. Crosby, however, didn't let it get to him and responded calmly, "People will always have their opinions, good or bad. It doesn't bother me at all." When Crosby arrived in Pittsburgh, expectations were that the team would immediately skyrocket. But the reality was harsh. The Penguins finished last in the Eastern Conference. Still, Crosby's first season in the NHL can only be considered a success. He became the youngest player in league history to reach the 100-point mark. He racked up 102, earning him 6th place among all players and a record for Penguins rookies. In addition to being the team's most productive player, he also became their top scorer with 39 goals and 63 assists. Throughout the season, a battle for the title of top rookie played out against Alex Ovechkin. Crosby ultimately finished second behind Ovechkin, who racked up 106 points. Alex also took home the Calder Trophy, and that marked the beginning of a rivalry that would shape the entire NHL for more than a decade. During his first season, Crosby didn't escape criticism. Fans, opponents, and coaches often accused him of diving and constantly complaining to the referees. However, it was mostly attributed to his youth and the fact that he was still finding his way in the NHL. After the season, Sidney joined Team Canada for the World Championship, where he proved that age really is just a number. He became the youngest player to lead the tournament in scoring, 8 goals and 8 assists in 9 games. Although Canada didn't win a medal and lost 5-0 to Finland in the bronze medal game, Crosby was still named the tournament's best forward. In his second NHL season, Sidney picked up right where he left off after his successful rookie year. As early as October 28, 2006, he recorded his first NHL hat trick in a crushing 8-2 victory over Philadelphia. The pace he set throughout the entire season was incredible. He soon took the lead in the scoring race and didn't relinquish it. With 120 points, he became the youngest scoring champion in the history of all major North American professional leagues. Meanwhile, the Penguins also made progress. Together with Evgeny Malkin and Jordan Staal, they led Pittsburgh to its first playoff appearance since 2001. In it, Crosby recorded 5 points in 5 games, but the Penguins fell to Ottawa 4-1. Following the season, a historic moment arrived. Sidney was named team captain, becoming the youngest in NHL history. At the end of the season, he won both the Hart Trophy and the Art Ross Trophy, becoming the second youngest Hart Trophy winner in history, second only to Wayne Gretzky. The 2007-2008 season, however, brought the first major hurdle. Sidney injured his ankle against Tampa and had to miss 21 games. After returning, he played only 3 games before realizing his ankle still wasn't right and decided to give it time to heal. Despite that, he managed to rack up 24 goals and 48 assists for a total of 72 points in 53 games. The injury also opened up space for Malkin, who took on the role of leader and finished second in league scoring, right behind Ovechkin. Crosby returned in time for the playoffs, where the Penguins once again faced the Ottawa Senators. This time, Pittsburgh dominated and won the series 4-0. They subsequently defeated both the Rangers and the Flyers 4-1, advancing to the finals for the first time since 1971 to face the Detroit Red Wings. Unfortunately, the finals ended in a 6-game defeat for the Penguins. Crosby finished the playoffs with 27 points, which was respectable, but it wasn't enough for the MVP award this time. After the painful defeat, Sidney entered the 2008-2009 season with a clear goal to win. Crosby finished the regular season with 33 goals and 70 assists, while Malkin won the Art Ross Trophy with 113 points. In the first round of the playoffs, the Penguins defeated the Flyers in 6 games and faced the Washington Capitals in the second round. The series drew huge attention because it featured Ovechkin, Crosby, and Malkin, the top 3 scorers of the regular season, facing off against each other. During the opening game, both star forwards scored, but the Capitals managed to win 3-2. In the second game, both players recorded their first playoff hat trick, with Washington winning 4-3. Despite trailing 0-2 in the series, the Penguins managed to win 3 games in a row. After a loss in Game 6, it came down to a decisive Game 7, where Crosby shone with 2 goals that secured their advancement. With a fairy tale victory over Carolina, Pittsburgh faced Detroit in the finals once again, just like the year before. Once again, they were trailing 0-2, but they managed to tie it at 2-2. Detroit dominated the 5th game, and it looked like they were on their way to a second consecutive Stanley Cup. But the Penguins held on and forced a decisive Game 7 back in Detroit. With Pittsburgh leading 2-1, Crosby had to watch almost the entire third period from the bench due to a knee injury. Nevertheless, the Penguins held on for a legendary 2-1 win, capped off by a fantastic save by Marc-Andre Fleury. After the game, Sidney lifted the most famous trophy in the hockey world above his head and kissed it, just as he had dreamed of doing as a boy in Cole Harbour. At the age of 21 years and 10 months, he officially became the youngest team captain in history to ever hoist the Stanley Cup since the year 1895. Following his return to the NHL for the 2009-10 season, Crosby ended up tied with Steven Stamkos for the league lead in total goals scored. Both players netted 51 goals, a feat that earned Crosby his very first Rocket Richard Trophy. He also added 58 assists for a grand total of 109 points, which secured him a tie for second place in the league scoring race. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Penguins first defeated Ottawa, but ran into Montreal in the second round. Although the series was close, the Canadiens sent Pittsburgh packing. The 2010-2011 season started great for Crosby. He had a 25-game point streak, during which he scored 27 goals and made 24 assists. But then came a turning point that completely changed his promising season. Powerful impacts to the head. First by David Steckel, then 4 days later by Victor Hedman in a game against Tampa. After severe concussions, he missed the rest of the season and the 2011 playoffs. Despite missing 41 games, he finished with 66 points, but concerns were growing. It seemed the head injury might change his career forever. These concerns were confirmed in the 2011-12 season. Due to persistent symptoms, Crosby only played 22 games, yet still managed to rack up 37 points. He did appear in the playoffs, but the Penguins were eliminated in the first round. And why is a concussion such a big deal anyway? It's a serious injury that can really disrupt the normal functioning of both the body and the mind. It doesn't necessarily manifest as a loss of consciousness right away, but it causes headaches, dizziness, balance issues, light sensitivity, and trouble with memory or concentration. For professional athletes, this is a very serious matter. The brain recovers slowly, and repeated concussions can have long-term consequences. Medical symptoms often return if professional players rush their recovery process. For instance, Sidney Crosby's initial attempt to return to the ice back in 2011 ultimately ended in failure, as his symptoms recurred after only 8 games, forcing him to miss even more significant time on the ice. Persistent headaches plagued him even during routine practice sessions, making his return to the game highly uncertain. Doctors remained extremely cautious, knowing that a premature return risked causing him some truly severe long-term consequences. Some experts would have advised a player with such a history of concussions to retire, especially if the injury hadn't fully healed. But not even these serious issues could stop Crosby. He eventually overcame it and returned stronger than ever. The 2012-13 season was marred by a lockout. Once it finally got underway, Crosby set the pace in scoring. He racked up 31 points in his first 21 games. However, the situation worsened at the end of March when he took a hard hit to the mouth. Due to a broken jaw, he missed the last 12 games of the season and lost his lead in the race for the scoring title. He ultimately lost by 4 points to Martin St. Louis. Even though Crosby finished the playoffs with 15 points in 14 games, Pittsburgh was eliminated in the conference finals by Boston. But his season was far from over. Sidney was chosen as captain of the Canadian team for the 2014 Olympics and led Canada to the gold medal. The team first dominated the group stage with ease, then proceeded to eliminate Latvia and the USA, reaching the final against Sweden. That's where Crosby scored on a breakaway, giving Canada a 2-0 lead. After returning to Pittsburgh, Crosby played an 80-game season for the first time since 2010, recording 36 goals and 68 assists, leading the league. He recorded a total of 104 points and won the Art Ross Trophy for the second time in his career. The Penguins finished first in their division, but they ran into the Rangers in the second round of the playoffs, and their journey ended. At the start of the 2014-15 season, Crosby became the 6th fastest player to reach the 80-point mark and later scored his 300th NHL goal. However, the team was plagued by injuries, and the Penguins barely made it into the playoffs, ultimately being eliminated in the first round, which happened for the first time since 2012. In 2015, Crosby captained Canada to their first World Championship title since 2007. Over 9 games, he recorded 4 goals and 7 assists. He became the 26th member of the Triple Gold Club and the first to captain all 3 of those championship-winning teams. He was also the first member of that exclusive club to be a first overall draft pick. The Triple Gold Club honors players who won the Stanley Cup, Olympic gold, and the World Championship, hockey's 3 most prestigious trophies. Following the postseason, the Penguins began to rebuild, adding offensive players like Phil Kessel. Sidney Crosby faced significant struggles during the early stages of the 2015-16 season. That difficult slump unfortunately persisted throughout the tenure of head coach Mike Johnston. Following Johnston's dismissal in December, many observers believed Crosby had lost his legendary touch. However, under the guidance of Mike Sullivan, he emphatically silenced all of his critics. From December 12th Through the end of the season, he led the league and clearly showed he was back. After a slow start, he finished the season with 36 goals, 49 assists, and 85 points. Scotty Bowman praised his defensive play, and Wayne Gretzky lauded his return to form, even suggesting he should be a Hart Trophy candidate. The Penguins reached the playoffs, and in the second round, Crosby faced Alex Ovechkin for the second time in the postseason. With the series win, he propelled Pittsburgh to the conference finals for the first time since 2013, where they were met by Tampa. After a thrilling 7-game series, the Penguins won and advanced to the Stanley Cup Final against the San Jose Sharks. Crosby finished the playoffs with 19 points, including an assist on the series-clinching goal that secured the Stanley Cup. For his performance, he was named the playoff MVP. However, after winning his second Stanley Cup, there was a minor setback. Before the 2016-17 season, Crosby suffered a concussion in practice and had to miss the first 6 games. Once he returned, he immediately showed he was back in form. In his first 45 games, he scored 30 goals and also reached his 1,000th point in the NHL during the season. He finished the season with 44 goals and 89 points in total, which was enough for second place in the league scoring race. The Penguins entered the playoffs as heavy favorites and proved it on the ice. They successively eliminated Columbus, Washington, and Ottawa, reaching the finals against the Nashville Predators. After a tough 6-game battle, Pittsburgh celebrated once again. They won their second consecutive Stanley Cup. With that, the Penguins became the first team to successfully defend their title since the Detroit Red Wings in 1978. Before the next season, Crosby celebrated his 30th birthday, but if anyone expected him to start slowing down, they were wrong. In the 2017-18 season, he played all 82 regular season games for the first time in his career. And not only that, he also reached several major personal milestones. He scored his 400th NHL goal and recorded his 700th assist. In the playoffs, the Penguins once again faced their old rival, the Washington Capitals. This time, however, Washington finally found a way to stop Pittsburgh. The Capitals clinched the series in 6 games, securing their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Despite that, Sidney Crosby still delivered another remarkable playoff performance. He had 21 points in 12 games, bringing his career playoff total to 185, tying childhood idol Steve Yzerman for 10th on the NHL's all-time scoring list. A year later, in the 2018-19 season, Crosby once again pushed the boundaries of franchise history. He surpassed Mario Lemieux in games played for the Penguins, scored his 440th goal, and moved into second place on the franchise's all-time points list. And just 2 days later, on March 5th, 2019, he reached another huge milestone. He became the 48th player in NHL history to surpass the 1,200-point mark. He finished the season with 100 points, which only confirmed that he still belongs among the league's absolute elite. The Penguins entered the 2022-2023 season with a clear goal to make another run at the Stanley Cup. The start looked promising, but then came a long, painful slump. The team struggled and the results weren't coming, but Crosby maintained a high level of play. However, even his efforts weren't enough this time. Pittsburgh continued to slide in the spring, and their 16-year playoff streak was in serious jeopardy. The final end came after a 2-5 loss to the last-place Chicago Blackhawks in one of the final games of the season. It was the first time since Crosby's rookie year that the Penguins missed the playoffs. Yet, Sidney once again showed what an exceptional player he is. He played all 82 games for only the second time in his career and finished the season with 33 goals and 60 assists for a total of 93 points. Pittsburgh didn't make the playoffs in the 2023-24 season either, but Crosby continued to make history. He joined Wayne Gretzky as only the second player in NHL history to maintain a point-per-game average for 19 consecutive seasons. On top of that, he scored 42 goals, added 52 assists, and finished the year with 94 points. Even at 38, Sidney Crosby continues to show that he belongs among the hockey elite. For him, age really is just a number. Even in the 2025-2026 season, he isn't slowing down. He is still maintaining an incredibly high level of play. He is the clear points leader for the Penguins, and under new coach Dan News, he is the one leading the team's push back to the playoffs. And the most interesting thing is how his game has changed over the years. It's no longer about raw speed, like in his youth, but about intelligence, strength, and reading the game perfectly. Crosby plays with maximum efficiency these days. Along the boards, it's almost impossible to knock him off the puck. He defends diligently and acts like a true professor of hockey on the ice. Not only does he decide games, but his work ethic and attitude elevate everyone around him. So, that was the story of Sidney Crosby, a player who changed hockey. From a talented kid from Cole Harbour to the youngest captain in NHL history to a 3-time Stanley Cup champion and member of the Triple Gold Club, Crosby proved that even despite injuries, concussions, and countless obstacles, it is possible to stay at the top, and not just as a player, but as a leader, an inspiration, and a legend. Sidney Crosby shows us that talent, hard work, and passion can overcome even the toughest times. And even though his journey isn't over yet, one thing is already clear. His legacy in the NHL and in the hearts of fans will last forever. If you enjoyed this video or want to see more content, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Check out another video, which you can see on your screen right now. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.